6 months ago, I stood at the finish line of a 10K. I looked down at my watch and honestly felt sick. I trained harder than I had in years, more miles, more effort, more of that good solid work everyone tells you to do. And I was slower than I had been in years. I stood there thinking, this is it. I'm just getting old. My best days are behind me. And from here on out, it's all about managing the decline. I was completely wrong. The thing destroying my speed wasn't my age, it was something I was doing on almost every single run. And I'd bet everything I own that you are doing it too. Let me show you what I'm talking about. A typical run for me used to look like this: head out the door, feel decent, settle into a pace that's comfortable ish. Not easy, I couldn't hold a proper conversation, but I wasn't gasping either. It was a solid 6 out of 10. You know, the one, the run where your watch isn't screaming at you, but your breathing isn't relaxed. That middle ground, that's the grey zone, and it's a training dead end. Here's the brutal truth: you're working hard enough to feel wrecked, but not hard enough to actually get faster. You finish the run, glance at your watch, and the numbers just don't match the effort. Your legs feel like concrete for 2 days after what you used to be a warm up. You show up to your next hard session, your intervals, your tempo run, and your legs are already half empty. You write it off as a bad day. It's not a bad day, it's the ghost of that solid run from 2 days ago still sitting in your legs. And here's the kicker: for us middle aged runners, it's worse, a lot worse. Our bodies just don't bounce back the way they used to. Every grey zone runs digs a recovery hole that gets deeper and deeper. You're trying to build speed from a place of permanent fatigue. It's like trying to fill a bath with the plug pulled out. That was me for 2 years, wondering why I was working harder than ever and getting slower every month. Let me give you the science in 30 seconds because it matters. When you run in the grey zone, probably 70 or 80% of your max heart rate, you're burning through your glycogen stores. You're draining the tank. But here's what you're not doing: you're not triggering the big adaptations, your VO2 max, the mitochondrial density, your body's ability to burn fat efficiently. That stuff happens at truly low intensity, or it happens when you're absolutely emptying the tank at high intensity. The middle, it gives you the fatigue of hard training with the stimulus of easy training. It's the worst of both worlds. I'd love to know, when you look back at your last 5 runs, how many of them were genuine easy? Like, could have sung a song breathing through your nose. Easy. Drop it in the comments. I bet the number's lower than you think. Mine was 0 for years. How do you fix this? It's almost embarrassingly simple. You make your easy days humiliatingly slow and your hard days proper hard. Nothing in between. It's called polarized training. The 80-20 rule: 80% of your running at slow intensity, 20% at high intensity, and exactly 0% in the middle. Now, the easy part. That's the hardest to actually do. Because here's what an easy run really looks like: your pace drops by a minute, maybe 2 minutes per mile. People overtake you. Your watch starts juggling your ego takes a hammering. I had to swallow my pride on this one. I'd be shuffling along at pace that felt genuinely embarrassingly. Pensioners with shopping trolleys were outpacing me. My wife drove past once and I pretended to be stretching. But you have to trust it. The easy run isn't lazy, it's not junk miles, it's building the massive aerobic engine that actually carries you through a race. And more importantly, it's letting your body recover so you can absolutely attack your hard days. For the hard days, keep it simple: a couple of quality sessions a week, intervals, hill repeats, a tempo run. Leave at least 48 hours between them. show up fresh, hit your paces, go home, that's it. When I finally committed to this, everything changed. For the first month, it didn't feel like I was training. It felt like I was just pottering about 3 times a week, with the occasional hard effort thrown in. I was convinced I was getting slower. Then a funny thing happened. My legs stopped feeling heavy. The little niggles, the tight calves, the ache in my hip that had become a permanent fixture, they just went. I'd wake up in the morning after a run and feel like I hadn't run at all. And on my hard days, I felt like a different runner. I was hitting interval times I hadn't seen in 3 years. My tempo runs felt strong instead of survival mode. A few months in, I lined up for a 10K. I wasn't expecting much. I'd barely done any proper training, or at least that's what it felt like. I crossed the line with a new PB, something I generally thought was gone for good. It wasn't a miracle. I didn't find some secret training plan. I just stopped running in the grey zone. That was it. One of the biggest lies in running is that to get faster, you have to go harder all the time. Every run has to be the grind. Every session has to hurt. The truth, especially for us middle aged runners, is the complete opposite. To get faster, you have to run slower, a lot slower, most of the time. Your body is still an incredible machine. It can still get stronger, it can still get faster. You just have to give it the right instructions. And the right instruction most days is slow down. I'd love to know what's the one running habit you'd held onto that might actually be holding you back. Drop it in the comments. If you're finding some inspiration in this story, it would mean a lot to me if you hit that like and subscribe button. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.